There's so much talk about qualities that we need to have to do well in challenging times in our lives. And probably one of the most buzzworthy words right now is resilience. We look at people and assess their resilience. We look at ourselves and ask us, do we even have any resilience? And my guess is, if you're old enough to turn on this video and to read the title, you've already amassed a good amount of resilience. So what is it? Well, in terms of physics, resilience is easy to understand. Imagine that you have a ball and you bounce it on the ground. The question of its resilience is, when the ground impacts that ball, afterwards, will it return to its original form, its original shape and state? That's how resilient it is. So that flat ball that you and I played with in the schoolyard when we were kids wasn't very resilient. As we smacked it to the ground, it remained flat. Well, the question is, do we remain flat after we've been bounced around a little or even a lot by life? My guess is that we don't. My guess is that if we've made it this far, we're here to stay, that we have resilience, that we have bounce in us, that we have the ability to turn corners and say, okay, I can handle this too. So much of wisdom in life is the realization of who we are, what we're capable of doing, what we're capable of bringing to the challenges of the next moment, the next day, the next age and stage in our story. I think what's important about resilience that I'm thinking about this morning as we re-enter some self-quarantining, as the gym and the bar and the restaurant and all those places close, and many people feel, oh no, the gates are once again closing in on me. How will I handle it this time? I think something important to do as an expression of resilience and a realization of it is to actually be thoughtful about your own resilience, to quantify it, to ask yourself, to take time and say, okay, how resilient am I? How did I do last time? What during the last period of quarantine did I find difficult, and how did I overcome that difficulty? Who did I reach out to? They're part of your resilience. They're part of your strength. There's a story you might remember that I've told at certain points, which was about a father and his son. And they're walking along a path, and the son turns to the father and he says, look at that boulder, that rock, which is probably only about this big. He says, Daddy, do you think if I use all my strength, I can move it? And the father looks resolutely in the eyes of his son. He says, I do. If you use all your strength, you can move that rock. And the boy heaves and huffs and puffs, and of course nothing happens. And he turns in frustration back to his father and he says, you said if I used all my strength, I could move that rock. You assured me. And the father says, I did. You haven't used all your strength. You didn't ask me to help you. So part of our resilience is not found within us. It's found around us. It's a phone call away, a Zoom meeting away, a text or an email away. It's a conversation with another person that we know puts us back on track to our greatest strength. It's the ability to realize that we are worthy of other people's time and attention. And I'm telling you, you are worthy of other people's time and attention. People need you in their lives. Think about what it is to come to this next moment in life with the knowledge that you're stronger than you were the first time because you endured that and did well. You had challenging days and times and moments. You had people around you who crumbled. But ultimately, you stand tall today knowing, I can do this. I can get through that. I have the strength of knowledge, the strength that actually won't come out of a book, won't come out of me telling you something. It'll only come out of you realizing something, which is you've done this. You have the greatest strength possible. You have the greatest abilities to move forward with that strength. And not only to endure, because that's just surviving, but actually to thrive. So here's to you. And here's to your resilience, and here's to your realization of your own strength, your own resilience.